The judge who presided over the Barry Morphew murder case is now accusing the district attorney of investigating his family, the judge's family, in an act of retaliation for his rulings. Ramsey Lama is no longer a judge, so he's able to speak freely. And he gave the first interview of his life to our Mark Salinger.
My name is Linda Stanley. I'm the district attorney for the 11th Judicial District.
There is no more powerful prosecutor in Chaffee, Fremont, and Custer counties than Linda Stanley.
For me, today is a good day.
When she brought murder charges against Barry Morphew in the 2020 case of his missing wife, Stanley stood outside her office in Salida, pledging to play by the rules.
That we cannot talk about any open or active investigation, and that is per the rules of professional conduct that we will abide by.
2 years later, the rules she followed. Let us hear.
I don't think she's competent for that position. And I say that based on my experience being a judge here.
Ramsey Lama was the judge that presided over the Morphew case in Fremont County. Today, he's speaking publicly for the first time after leaving the bench last year.
I think the public needs to know who Linda Stanley is and what she did in that case to a sitting judge presiding over a case. They need to know that.
A complaint filed by the Attorney Regulation Council to the Colorado Supreme Court, along with police reports, corroborate Lama's allegations. It starts with, of all things, a YouTube video made during the Morphew trial.
Some YouTuber in a bulletproof vest appeared on video, essentially threatening me and doxing me and my family, asking me to get off the case.
Lama says it was full of unfounded conspiracy theories, including a claim that he abused his ex-wife.
Totally crazy. Never abused my ex-wife, just baseless. And of course, he's in a bulletproof vest, and he's looking at the camera saying, "Judge Lama, you better get off or more's coming."
Court filings suggest District Attorney Stanley saw that video too. In the complaint filed with the Supreme Court, it alleges Stanley asked a commander at the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office to investigate the allegation of domestic abuse launched in the YouTube video. The commander refused, saying there was no evidence to base it off of, according to the complaint. Stanley is quoted telling investigators she believed the allegations against Lama also influenced his rulings in court.
My ex-wife was followed. Strangers were appearing at her church, following her to a playground with our son, asking, "Hey, tell us about Judge Lama and your marriage. Was he abusive? Did he beat you? We're trying to get him off the case."
After law enforcement declined to investigate Lama, he says someone showed up at his ex-wife's house asking her about the allegations from the YouTube video. Court filings show police and sheriff's deputies say it wasn't them. Then Lama says he got a call from the police chief in Canyon City.
And he informed me, "You're going to need to sit down for this one, Judge." I said, "Okay." And they got information that it was a district attorney investigator who contacted my ex-wife to interview her about our marriage while the Barry Morphew case is pending, while I am the sitting judge on the case. That happened.
District Attorney Stanley ended up dropping charges against Morphew. Lama does not mince words on what he believes Stanley's intent was.
I think an elected official who's the top prosecutor using investigative resources, taxpayer dollars, to investigate a judge on nothing, totally baseless, because they didn't like their rulings, that's scary. And I think if you're engaging in that kind of conduct, you have no business being a DA.
The question was if the suspect, Mr. Morphew, had answered any of our questions or told us where Suzanne Morphew's body is.
We reached out to Stanley repeatedly over the past 2 days with questions about Lama's allegations. We have not yet heard back. She now faces the complaint in the Supreme Court. Lama wants to see her lose her law license.
Using resources in that manner, clearly designed to intimidate a judge, or if it was for retribution, it's so wrong.
An elected prosecutor versus a judge.
That's what this day is about, and it's a good day. Thank you.
Which Lama says should never happen.
I don't think there's any room for that in Fremont County or anywhere in Colorado or the country as a whole. Shouldn't be happening.
The complaint filed with the Supreme Court also alleges that Stanley withheld information from defense attorneys while instead sharing that information with true crime podcasters and YouTubers. The long list of complaints against her could end with her losing her law license. We also reached out to former Judge Lama's ex-wife to corroborate the story through her, but did not hear back.
Truly have never heard of anything like this before. Have heard of situations where parties to a case and conspiracy theorists might target a judge, but the idea of prosecutors targeting a judge, and he really did fear for himself and his family.
Yeah, during those preliminary hearings, former Judge Lama had police outside of his home. He had police escorts just to get to the courthouse, Kyle. That's how serious they took this.
All right, Mark Salinger, very interesting. Thank you, Mark.